Hello, hello, buongiorno, bonjour, hola, hello. What's up, everybody? If that's your style, then not today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Steelchair, where it's not going to be an 8-hour stream. That was fun, of course, but no. It's good to see everybody's in the chat, piling up already. Can see Roy Sheen, can see Catherine, can see Zodiac, Maria, Ro for Fernando. We're eagerly going to see how this goes today. This is going to be quite a show. I'm eager to see what everybody thinks of Monday Night Raw. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Definitely go and give him a subscribe, guys. Give Catherine's podcast, the Mid Podcast, a subscribe as well. And one thing is for sure, and let it be known, like my hair being flat. Definitely, no matter what, support your content creators, but support them by how you feel comfortable, how you feel suitable. Liking videos, sharing videos. My channel's not monetized, so please don't ask how to contribute to my channel. But your support is welcome, just like how I show support back. You back me, I back you. Like that's important. The one thing that absolutely is for certain is don't give up building this if you're a content creator, whether it be on YouTube or Twitch, whether it be wrestling podcasts, gaming, anything else talk related. Don't give up. You may not get the numbers you want every single stream, but even if you get one or two consistent viewers and they're constantly there, they're the ones that are going to build to. They're the ones that are going to build you. So always stand by what you've got. And that's why I'm kind of glad that I've got such a good consistent view in here. And I never come in here begging for 100 views. I don't, and I know people that do this, by the way. I know people that go into chats and just say, why are you on 30, 40 people in a chat? Why am I not even getting 4 or 5? I know people that do this. And those people I've messaged directly and I've told them enough. Like, you're there watching someone else's stream and you're begging for views. You're trying to steal their viewers. Don't do that. Do not do that. One, that's insulting to the people that are watching, and it's two, it's mega insulting to the creator in question who has actually earned those people. So stand by it. Stand by what you feel. Stand like it's hard to do. It is very hard to do wrestling content creating, especially if you're doing like one company or if you're doing two companies, because when you look at it, and I do a variety, if you look at the wrestling landscape on YouTube, you've got Wrestle Purists, you've got Wrestling Bios, you've got JD from Killing People in New York City, you've got Busted Open, which, to be fair, have yet to make anyone bleed. You've got, even though he's not been in here for a while and he's not came in, and he did eventually say thank you. Aaron Talks Wrestling, he's past 100 subscribers. He's also on there. Yeah, Zanti Zap. I don't watch a lot of him, but he's a decent fellow. Solo Monster can't be arsed, but he is competitive. So if you're in my channel, obviously, you got Matthew's channel, you got Catherine's, you got Covalent TV. There's a lot of wrestling. Yeah, to be fair, I'm not a fan of her, but yes, she exists in East Salcedo. If you've got a select core of creators that you like to watch, You may not be able to watch them live, but watch them on the back, you know? Oh, I'm so glad I don't watch him. I don't like him at all. Zodiac, I appreciate. Everybody that watches this channel, I appreciate. Anyone that gets involved in this channel, I appreciate. But what you watch is what you watch, and if you enjoy what you watch, then show it, but don't go over the top. You know what I mean? I try to be as welcoming as possible, Roy Sheen. I'm probably like the biggest person in terms of conversation, but I am proud to say I'm not the best YouTube content creator, especially for wrestling. I'm so glad I can say that because imagine the size of ego. Ego would be through the roof, and I've already got a big enough ego as it is. But I do come into these shows, and I've always said, no matter what I'm doing, I don't want to lie to the audience, right? I want to have fun. We have fun. We talk about the shows. We talk about the products. We say what we like. We say what we don't like. But we stay true to that, you know? So I'm going to say, for the first time in a year, maybe. Is it a year? Is it a year and a half? I did not hate an episode of Monday Night Raw. She's embracing that she is the next Hogan of tearing people down. She's finally learning that lesson. Yes, I agree, Zodiac. It needed to be. It needed to. They need to do more. I think the problem for WWE is what they had at Evolution. They really tried to follow up strong on Raw, when I think they should have went in the opposite direction. Matthew, I think Rhea's a different one. But hate isn't a harsh word. Hate is the truth. I didn't hate Monday Night Raw, but I'm not gonna say I loved it either. Like, come on. Oh, Hogan was still in the mid scene at one point as well. You can still be a Hogan and still be in the mid scene. The whole point is the meaning behind it, not just because where she's positioned. You know, like there's a lot to it. But yeah, let me just quickly turn this down just for a moment because that's meant to be. There we go. Well, we know Catherine hates women's wrestling. We know that. But I was surprised there was a lot of involvement of. I was surprised they had a lot of women's involvement on this show. I was very surprised. Evolution, but we're regressing. Rhea still getting title matches. Becky Hogan, Nikki Bella. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm not afraid to tear into somebody I like. I like Rhea Ripley, but I'm gonna tear her apart on this show. Don't worry. I got to maintain some consistency. I'm gonna tear her apart. It's going to be a rarity, but I'm going to tear her apart tonight, all right? Matthew, I agree. Abul, what's happening, brother? It's not even just that, Catherine. You look at the whole thing, and Buddy says yes. So here's the way I'm gonna look at it. Hmm. I will get the hose. No chance, Catherine. I'm good, Ta. I wouldn't rush ahead between the storytelling part. I wouldn't rush ahead so far. Remember, this has been a bad year for WWE so far. I wouldn't jump to just because you get Cena versus AJ, the storytelling's going to be great. Just a word of caution, or as the woman does say, proceed with caution. I certainly exercise that right just to be a little bit hesitant. But enough said. Let's just discuss some parts of Monday Night Raw before we review the whole thing. So, one thing's for sure, Raw was very woman heavy. They're following on from Evolution. I guarantee you next week that will not be the same. It'll be a complete difference next week. Next week there'll be very little involvement of women. You can you can take that to a bank and cash it in. Unlike Seth Rollins' knee, this is going to work. And yes, that was an intentional joke. Don't cry about it. Yeah, I think Abel's found his weakness. Hatred. Okay. I think this is your one chance where you're going to see a lot of women getting involved. Next week it'll probably go back to 3 or 4, and then here we go. We'll move on. Don't worry, Catherine. We're going to come to that part as well because that pissed me off as well. That's why that bitch isn't on the thumbnail and Chelsea is. Remember, on this show, we put real talent on the watch-alongs. So, sorry, the thumbnails. CM Punk is just added in just for AO's money. No, 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 no. That's no. Uh-uh. No chance. We're not having this. We're not having this. Son of a bitch. I'm going to go one further. Nikki Bella had no business being in the same ring as Chelsea Green. But let's talk about who should and shouldn't have been in the ring. So let's start with Monday Night Raw. Evolution recaps, all of that fun times. Oh, no, Matt, no chance. So you get the recap videos from Saturday Night's main event, and you get the recap videos from Evolution. Okay, no problem. Evolution only had one moment to talk about. Major talking point. couple of minor ones in there, but on a grand scale of a show of that length, only one major talking point, and it's the main event. It's not about how good they are or how bad they are. It's nothing like that at all. It's when you think of Evolution this year, you're only going to think about the Money in the Bank cash in. Very surprised, I admit. That caught me by surprise. I thought we wouldn't get a cash until SummerSlam. Sorry, SummerSlam. Sorry, I meant SummerSlam. We don't use its real name tonight. We'll use its optional extra. Evolution main event was going really well until Naomi cashed in. It was, but Naomi had a bit of spice to it. hmm Yeah, like when you do something good, you have to follow up strong. What is going on with this? There we go. Let me see if that works. Hold on, 2 seconds. There we go. So you've got Io versus Rhea again. World title on the line. Either they were so sure of one person is going to just win the match, so they're like, well, we can't have something predictable, or we're actually, do we want Io to lose this way? No. Do we want Rhea to lose in such a way? No. Naomi cashing in actually gave more attention to Io Sky and Rhea Ripley their entire match had already achieved. It's not an insult to either woman, but quite frankly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are going down that route of once you've already seen one or two matches, you've already seen them all. So they had to add in an extra element. They had to add in a new element. So they add in Naomi, who wins the Money in the Bank, wins the world title. Oh, cool. Nice. See if his hips are still moving. Right, that's if his hips are still capable, then cool. Random is certainly the right adjective. Definitely the right adjective. On a show where people overhype certain people's promos, where they overhype certain people as great talkers, great in-ring wrestlers, here's a news flash that people need to hear, and I don't actually care if this offends anybody. You look at every single person that had a short promo, a long promo, or a backstage segment on this show, none of them spoke better than Naomi. And I'm saying that with a straight face. No one had a better promo, segment wise, or even just a short interview better than Naomi at all. She was actively the best promo on this show, and I don't even think it's a I don't think it's a great promo. I think it's a good promo, but that says a lot about who speaks on this show. Think about who gets to speak. Paul Heyman gets to speak. LA Knight gets to speak. Two people that people consider are strong promos. Rhea Ripley is a decent promo. Io Sky in broken English is a decent promo. But 100%, none of them came close to Naomi. It's probably the best promo she's done in years. And that includes the bullshit that she's been doing recently. Karrion Kross, another, schooled him too. Think about that. That's a woman who hasn't won a title in WWE in 7 years. A world title, to be exact, or a singles gold in 7 years. And she had a better promo than all of them. Simply put, shouldn't have at all. Naomi should not be having a promo that good. That's not me saying she's terrible. I'm just saying a promo of that extent, she should never have came close to that because she's not done it in so long. It's almost like she was holding herself back, and that infuriates me. If you are holding yourself back on your own ability, then this might sound incredibly harsh, but P45. Karrion Kross, less said about him, the better. He's fucked. Rhea Ripley, I think she will go to SmackDown during the draft. I think she will go in the draft. Probably, I don't know, maybe a title like after SummerSlam. I don't know, maybe a title versus loser leaves Raw, something like that. I don't know, but Rhea is becoming a major concern. Rhea's good. Don't take it away from her. Rhea is good. But she's now in that position that I'm starting to get really fucking agitated with. Well, 23 minutes. Finally said, at least I swore once. Took me 23 minutes. After SummerSlam, yeah. I tweeted last night, and Josiah saw this tweet, so props to my man Josiah. I tweeted last night, in that ring, only one other person is so important in that ring with Naomi. Like, obviously, in putting brackets, the world champion, and it's Io Sky. Rhea Ripley has no right being in the ring last night. None. Like, in all seriousness, the only person that mattered was Io Sky. It was Io Sky's title belt. It was Io Sky that got pinned. Rhea Ripley, you're out the conversation. You don't have to go and wrestle Judgment Day again. We can leave that shit behind. But in all seriousness, it's just an excuse to go, what do we need at SummerSlam? Yes, we need another Rhea Ripley world title match. No. Like, see, for all the things that's positive you could say about WWE, they've changed one, so they were making 3 big mistakes. They're still making 2 when it comes to certain talent and titles, right? So the 3 mistakes are as follows: the Women's Intercontinental title, Gunther and every fucking Samoan that can get their eyes on it, and Rhea Ripley with every world title match she can get her hands on, or the Judgment Day. Both of them together. So you've taken Gunther away from the Samoan that can't wrestle, and you're going to give him a number one contender through the Gauntlet match. I'm alright with that. I like the use of the Gauntlet match. The Gauntlet match is actually a very effective way to determine a contender, especially if you've got people who you think one or two of them are right there, two or three we're not sure yet. But if we at least try them out, then we can see who's comfortable for the main event. I'm okay with that. I can be open and honest. That's how it works for me. I like the use of the Gauntlet match. I've always praised it. What's up, Pinchy? But I won't tolerate on this show, on any show, when I'm discussing wrestling, I will not tolerate in any way, shape, or form. I will not tolerate the same bullshit when it comes to who is being booked so much in the same position that they need to be taken out. Rhea Ripley needs to come out of the world title scene. Yes, she's huge. We get that. She draws a rating. She draws a crowd. 100%. But right now, she lost her opportunity. An opportunity that was handed to her by the same world champion that's only defended her belt once since WrestleMania, which is embarrassing. Io Sky, here's another thing as well. Love WWE, hate WWE, love their style, hate their style, whatever you want to say. Io Sky is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. She is. Like, simply put, tell me where I'm telling lies. Io Sky is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Promotion Indo Grade. No ifs, no buts, no fuck up the nuts. Plain and simple. She is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And you don't give her a title defense between WrestleMania and Evolution. Like, if this had been the women's US title, if this had been the women's Intercontinental title or the freaking tag team titles, I would still moan, but I wouldn't moan as excessively as I do with a world champion. And if honestly, if anybody seriously doesn't moan about that, do you really care? I do. There is no redemption story. Exactly. Everything about, everything about this fucking company right now is redemption story. Liv Morgan's going to come back. I need redemption from the Judgment Day. Ha ha ha. Raquel Rodriguez. I need redemption for being booked like Chuck Palumbo. I can't stand that shit. Right? So we finally have something new. Raw hasn't had a fresh world title main event caliber match or caliber feud in quite a while that's different. Io Sky has had to deal with the same nonsense the whole way through. If it's not Io Sky, it's some random in Judgment Day. Liv Morgan. Naomi takes Money in the Bank, runs to Raw. Excellent. A new opponent. And even better, she's actually took it to another level. She took herself to another level. Am I sure that Naomi's going to be a good champion? I don't know. I won't lie, I don't know. Her last title reign, everyone only remembers her title reign for two things. One, losing to Natalya, and two, she made a glow up stick for a title belt. I want to see her try and push the narrative and listen to some of the things she says in her promo. She says that she didn't betray Bianca Belair. She got tired of Jade Cargill, rightly so, because Jade Cargill is absolutely dreadful. She says nobody in the locker room is on her level or good enough to be on her level. But she's never really got to show enough until recently. I agree. I want to see that as well. I look at the Raw women's division, and if Naomi's going to be your champion, I'm going to stand firm on this. She's not had a title reign in 7 years. If she loses this title straight away at SummerSlam, then what is the damn point of her winning this whole thing? Because then that's an excuse to give more to Rhea Ripley. And I'm sorry, but Rhea Ripley for quite some time she's not been good. Rikishi's the biggest bitch on this planet in terms of the wrestling world right now from retired talents. He's the biggest bitch. He's got so much energy. He's got so much energy for his own freaking family. And I'm like, mate, I get that, right? You want to support your family in the industry. But you're so damn delusional that even your hair's starting to leave your skull. Oh, I took the title of Jey Uso so quickly. Shut up, you neek. You should never have been champion in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, I can't take this shit seriously. I really fucking can't. Of course, Rhea Ripley does come out first, venting herself, like she's venting outrage that she had 2 goals at Evolution to finally beat Io Sky and to reclaim the Women's World title. She failed on both, rightly so. Before Io Sky comes out, and Io Sky, if you're going to rank this segment by who was promo to promo, who was the best, yeah, we're going to come to that. If you're looking at this, if you're being truly honest, it goes like this. And I'm being unbiased here. That's the order it goes for me. Rhea Ripley was the third worst in this segment from these 3 women. She was the worst. She didn't deliver. Her lines were actually really poor. I'll let the champion tell you. Yeah, honestly, wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. Of course, Adam Pearce comes out, says the woman created magic at Evolution, and they've got to go even further this time. They've got to raise the stakes. So we've got a triple threat match for SummerSlam. For me personally, if they want to really buy into Naomi, Naomi must pin Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. I agree, it shouldn't be. For me personally, it should be Io Sky versus Naomi to get her title match, like her title rematch. I don't like this. How would you feel about Naomi and Lola Vice confrontation? Um, Not sure. I don't really watch a lot of Lola Vice. That wouldn't be a bad idea. The only thing is, I think they might have the women main event one of the events. Wouldn't surprise me if night one is actually main evented by the women's world title. But I like the idea of two night options. Mm, yes, 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 yes. From a dominant sense of timing for the women, it's about a 15-minute situation. This is going to be so bad as well. I'll be surprised if Jade will actually want. Sorry, if Tiffany Stratton will want to get in the ring with Jade. The women here got about 50 minutes. We move on. Again, Judgment Day. Yeah, Jade is cooked like a stuffed turkey. We go to everyone's favorite get the fuck out of here backstage crew, the Judgment Day. Finn Balor holding so many gold that it almost looks like he's actually won a match. Anyway, he's shining up all the gold. He gives Dominic his temporary Continental Championship. He's the belt shiner, exactly. He gives the women's tag team titles to Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez. And of course, he hands the remaining World Tag Team title belt to JD McSmack off the table Donut. And it's all well and good trying to give a little bit of an egg on, a little bit of a praise to someone. But I don't like these segments. They're disingenuous. And I'm not interested in them. Like, I don't like these segments. I'm just not a fan. Yes, it's actually even funnier is he has the demon logo above Liv Morgan's head. I think that's very much of a good symbolic edge. Oh yeah, Demon Persona was ruined by Roman, 100%. Roman ruins everything he touches. That's why he's got no family. Incredible foreshadowing. Yes. I admire your courage, Miss Trench. Sylvia Trench. I admire your luck, Mr. Bond. James Bond. Yes, Miss Moneypenny, I declare myself right here for my license to kill. Ah, what can I say? I'm good at impressions. We all know full well I can do one impression incredibly well. The original. Isn't this person not on NXT with very limited experience? Do an impression of Heyman. I've not got a fat suit, I'm afraid. But I suppose I can just do. It's probably the closest I'm going to get to a Heyman impression. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite impression though. Like full well, there's one impression that I like doing that will always. Hide your wives. It's Edge. I got two words for you. Matt frickin' Hardy. Nah, there's only one impression for me that I do flawlessly. But I digress. Let's move on. So, Asuka, Kairi Sane, tag team match against the champions non-title. I'm disappointed. Asuka has just come back from injury. She's just came back from injury. And she's just lost Queen of the Ring. So the obvious decision is let's put her back in the tag team title scene. And I'm not a fan of this. I've got nothing against the tag team. It's not that. It's exactly what Abdul says. Asuka should be competing in the main event because she's a main event talent. She's a main event single star. Yes, she's won tag team titles, but Asuka's not a tag team wrestler. Nobody watches Asuka to see her in tag team wrestling. They want to see her force people to tap out. Although that's going to be few and far between now because she hits people with her ass cheeks. Again, bad mistake. However, Raquel, Roxanne, second tag team assignment. They seem to be building chemistry, which is valuable, especially if you're a relatively new championship team together. But I just don't think this direction is correct for Asuka. I think this is desperation. I think they're desperate to have her in that tag team because of what's been going on with Kairi Sane in recent matches. I think Asuka's meant to be a safety net, and I don't like that. We do get the reverse DDT standing position. Kairi hits the insane elbow. Dominic Mysterio again with his paedophile mustache gets involved. It leads to a little further interference. We get a power bomb, and then that's not enough. We get a quick roll up. Of all things, another roll up from Roxanne. She pins Asuka. I'm sorry, but why is the roll up becoming even more heavy in matches now? Like that, there's a lot this year alone of just the roll up. That has me some concerns, and I will never date Ash by Elegance. I have standards, thank you. I don't think they know either, Catherine. I think you're spot on. It is cheap. I'm getting sick of it. Honestly, I am sick of the roll ups. It's every single fucking match now. No matter where it is, it's just ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. That's what I think about the roll up. Ooh, roll up. Ooh, roll up. Ooh, jelly roll up. Like I can't take it seriously. I can't excite myself for it, and I think that's really poor. Arnav Roman Reigns will have a match at SummerSlam, then he'll fuck off again. I'm telling you all in advance. The minute SummerSlam is over, Roman Reigns has been written off television to go and star in Street Fighter. Hopefully, Hiroki Goto punches fuck out of him. I drink to that. Goto for the win. Okay, we've got two gimmick matches on this show. Yeah, he'll be at Survive. Yeah, Cody's going away as well. Yeah, that's why I don't think Cody's winning at SummerSlam. I think Cody loses at SummerSlam. That was fast. She's only been in AEW for like a freaking weekend. Randy Orton being a heel that won't work now. Won't work. Me neither, Josiah. I don't think we're getting anything like that. Zodiac. Yeah, I saw that, Catherine. I don't blame him. I actually do feel a little bit sorry for him, although, truth be told, the minute Saturday night's main event ended, I was making Goldberg tap out to Bret Hart on a previous game. You know, just for fun time's sake. Yes, it's true. I don't think Cody's winning at SummerSlam either. I think Cody's winning later, especially if he's got to do filming for Street Fighter. Anyway, a 2 out of 3 falls match. Travis Scott is. Oh, this keeps cutting me for some reason. I don't know why. What is going on? Two seconds. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just getting a little bit concerned about this connection. I mean, I can see that happening, Matthew, for entertainment purposes. We can say that he had a jelly-filled donut and rolled down the hill. Nah, just for the comments with Jelly Roll, I need to turn this off for a minute so I can compose myself. You did not kill me, but you are making me laugh like crazy. That was absolutely funny. Straight down to fucking one connection. What the hell? What is going on with my internet? SmackDown Summer Scam. Summer Scam is what I'm calling it. Now, when he hits a frog splash, he's going to make sure that all humanity around him blows up. 6.7 megabyte download speed. Fuck off. What the hell? Yeah, Cardi B's hosting the whole thing. She is indeed. One's not enough, Matthew. We do need a tsunami belly roll. Let's see if I do that. If that takes one away. Let's see how that goes. Abel, I swear to God. I can't even take that. Jesus, Abel. Biggest scam of the summer works. I quite like that. See if I can hold this now. Ugh, straight down to 1 bar. What the fuck? I swear to God, this fucking connection can go fuck itself. Actually, hold on. Wrong thing. Hold on. Oh, that worked. That's good. This thing is doing my head in. I mean, if they are, Matthew, then suppose they can hand out free food. Man, why are you so high? Now that's funny. Presented by Twinkies. Bavarian creme pastry. If you can see them, then have them. Okay. Anyway, where were we? The 2 out of 3 falls match. What did we all think of Lyra Valkyria versus Billy Bob, blah, 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 blah. What do we all think? We got a lot of slams. Okay, so Miss Moneypenny, what can you provide, Miss Moneypenny? So Josiah says great match, Ron winner. Matthew says the 2 out of 3 snores for Lyra versus Becky number 55,963 at the Slam. Abel says that triple threat was decent. Maria says very good. And Catherine says Bad Girl sucks and should have lost. Bird Girl sucks. Bad Girl's only reserved for Stephanie Vaquer. 2 out of 3 falls, Ron winner. Bailey and Bird Girl suck. Bailey has dropped off like a cliff. I'm surprised she hasn't done an Everest. But I feel like I feel like this is one of those matches where you have to actually allow the women to work a decent amount of time in between and allow them a chance to actually show. I think Lyra Valkyria is I think Lyra Valkyria is way above her station. Like, I don't actually think Lyra Valkyria is the future that she or they claim her to be. I think like, people want to say, oh, someone has that level of it. Or when you watch someone, you're like, that person makes sense. Or no, that person you can get behind because they're actually quite good. I don't think they know what Lyra is or is meant to be. And I feel like that's going to damage her. But it's news to you, Catherine. I like to watch women's wrestling, thank you. Except for Ash by Elegance. I do not like watching that. Bailey's taking too many losses. Yeah, Bailey's. We're already repeating the shitload of. She's repeating when she won the title last year. And I'm not a fan of it. Like, I can't take that seriously. And I never will. And I think that's a major issue. So, I don't know what she's meant to be. I don't think she's there yet as a main talent. I don't. Like, I still have to see more to truly think she's this. I do agree with that. I think she was promoted far too soon. I think she was promoted very early. Their decision, though, if they think she's good enough for the main roster, then okay. But I think it's too soon. But the first pin comes in very quickly. Again, I don't think Bailey is, to be honest. How does Bailey get her first fall, ladies and gentlemen? How does the first fall come around? You can't make this shit up. How did the first fall happen? Exactly, Josiah. A fucking roll up. A roll up. Ugh. I actually cannot take this monstrosity any further. I cannot take the roll up anymore. I can't do it. Ugh. It's like, what's your plans today? How do you want to go to work today? Well, I'd like to go to work and I'd like to do a roll up. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's absolutely horrible. That's just painfully torturable. That's just torture. No, no, I'm not allowing this travesty. This match, of course, considering it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, does become a finisher fest. Does become very infected with signatures and finisher moves. No luck, of course, for a fall, but eventually we do get a very crucial moment in the match. Lyra Valkyria gets thrown back first into the corner, and I think she overdoes herself. I'm actually going to blame Lyra for this. When Lyra goes into turnbuckle, she over exaggerates. She over exaggerates her collision. And bear in mind, I have back pain myself, lower back pain consistently. Watching this made me annoyed because that felt like it was a cheap way to just. It's a cheap way for someone to get even like a bit of an injury or significantly weakened for the opposition to win. I was very disappointed. Very. I think the way she done it was too cheap, too comedic. Cheap. And I think it just shows that she's not. If you think that's how it works for her, then so be it. Jesus, Catherine. If it's Diana Perrazzo, I am backing that shit up. I am not backing up for fucking Ash by Elegance. Bailey seems to have more balls than Cody Rhodes. When Cody refused to take sympathy on a fallen opponent, advantage would be taken of him. Bailey, when Lyra's back's in pain, she doesn't hesitate. She runs and hits a running, like, rotating elbow into the back. I mean, you'll need to ask, man. You'll need to ask Brandy. I'm sure she can make one or two. Is that the same ball that stopped racism? But anyway, she does work on the back. We get a top rope elbow on the back, but Lyra kicks out. An STF is applied, and then in quick wake up situation, Lyra does hit the Nightwing and is on her way to Summerslam. Lyra wins after going one fall down. She wins 2-1. I suspected Lyra was the one that was going to turn heel. I think they're going to have Bailey turn heel now. It seems that way. But I don't think it's actually the right call. That's one way to do it, Matthew. Absolutely, because he is so annoying. Ah, we're at the point of the show where Now we have to cry in the chat. Yep. It is that time of the evening. Other way round, Abu. Other way round. I ain't letting any motherfucker use a sharpshooter in my presence. Back in a few. No worries, Matthew. Yes, it's that time of the show where we have to talk about phony fun bags and the most gifted, wrestler they have who has not been pushed enough deservedly to be a world champion. It's Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. That's a good one. It is Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. And I think, out in the interest of fairness, we're going to put on a slight bit of theme tune for the person who should have won at Evolution. Let me see. Oh, Catherine. There's only one person who can say her name properly. So I will give the honors to the rightful person. The hell? Absolutely. Hmm. Let's see. No, no. That might be it. Damn right you will, punk. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is definitely the right way. There. I think Yeah, this is how we do it. But yeah, that woman got shafted hard. Matt Cardona did not get his opportunity. Although to be fair, his replying tweets to her was absolutely fucking funny. No. Nah. Now we have to talk about the worst part of. So this is the part of Monday Night Raw where confusion hurts like fuck. Ab, Abel, the only thing you're putting in a triangle choke is a donut. Right, that's it. Just for that, I'm putting this song on to calm my laughs. La- it's a really good song. Oh, okay. We've got two matches and then we've got one promo left. Okay, here we go. So Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. First of all, this seems weird because Chelsea Green is not a Raw superstar. She's on SmackDown. So why is she here? Doesn't make sense to me. You know? Like that part I don't doesn't resonate with me. Like this if you're gonna have this singles match, why is it not on SmackDown where Chelsea Green is a signed SmackDown star? Maybe I use too much logic. Well, they're not going to court, Catherine, so no idea what it's going to be like for those two. They're both as bad as each other. Like what they both did to each other is ridiculous. Plain and simple. Even worse, and I agree, it was the wrong decision for her to lose, especially for the fact that Chelsea Green, I feel like her own words are starting to haunt her. In a recent interview, she said that, and I can't believe she's basically saying that she wants to be just a comedic person. She wants to win the Money in the Bank to be the first person to fail the cash in. And I'm like, I do not want to see that for Chelsea. I don't want Chelsea to become that because that takes away so much of her credibility as a great wrestler. She doesn't need that. I feel like she can be comedic in other ways, but if they take the belt over, then what's more? Like, look at her US title reign. She actually made a title for the women actually feel important. I don't think when she was the United States champion, I don't think any title actually mattered as much as what she held. I don't think the women's title, the world title, the tag titles, the Intercontinental title, I don't think either of them were as strongly intriguing or interested in than the women's US title because Chelsea Green is the best promo, in my opinion, the best in ring worker, and the best overall gimmick package that WWE has for a woman. Like what we said the other day about Mercedes Moné, the best in ring wrestler, Tony Storm is the best all round. Chelsea Chelsea Green is the best all round woman in WWE. This is a woman who knows exactly what she's doing. Her timing is flawless. Her look is exceptional. Her mic work has never been a letdown. She's never had a bad promo, in my opinion. And she continues to give matches that actually make sense instead of matches that are just one who actually gives you enjoyment on a variety scale. And I think if you can't, I think if you argue that, I feel like you're being disingenuous. I believe that. Like we all have favorites, but name me someone in WWE that's an all-round better package than Chelsea Green. And I'm being serious. Not, I don't want to see any joke mentions. Like, I actually want you guys to answer that question openly and honestly. Is there a better all-round package than her? I don't think there is. That's why she should be WWE Women's Champion or World Champion right now. They're deliberately holding her back for the sake of her being a comedic character when she can be funny and serious all at the same time, and she should be World Champion. Because Tiffany Stratton isn't that good. Having Tiffany Stratton hold the title over Chelsea Green is a slap in the face. And I stand by on that. Chelsea Green is far better than Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany Stratton is overhyped. I agree, Bleach, and I will 100%. 100%, brother. But yes, Nikki Bella does get the win with the Fun Bags Rack Attack 2.0. And then following an attack from the Secret Hervis, Stephanie Vacour does come out and assist. And just confirm Nikki Bella will have more matches in 2025 with WWE, as will Trish Stratus. So we'll see what happens with her in terms of SmackDown going forward. We get a backstage segment from Adam Pierce. They have been told they'll have to earn their rematch for the tag team titles, which is correct, so to speak. Well, they can have Trish. Trish is worth it. Nikki Bella is that 100%. Dominic Mysterio is told that he will defend his WWE Intercontinental Championship at Summerslam against AJ Styles, because obviously his injury will be evaluated next week, so it pretty much sets up that match. Gunther makes his way to the ring. He is on call. Yeah, I think AJ's adding so much more dimensions to him. It's just funny. Inside the ring, Gunther with a very smart line. I don't get the issue because I'm in a great mood today. Because he has retired Goldberg, which is not technically true because Goldberg has now come out and said that he may wrestle again. Basically, Bleach. Well, it was to give some of them. It was to give the rest a scope of what it could be like if they went down the reality TV route. The likes of Renee Paquette, Paige, Maurice. She actually makes sense on that whole front because she's actually a box office attraction. Box office attraction. But I feel like it exposed so much wrong with the business because we got to see a lot of people suffer because of that show. And it's the same with the AEW version they had. It exposed a lot of problems and it caused a lot of issues. I'm not a fan of this, and I'm not a fan of what's to come, like WWE Unreal. And I don't understand. Like, I get it, she loved that era, but Chelsea Green is actually pitching for a Total Divas restart. If they bring back Total Divas, they will no longer be a women's division. The women's division will cease to exist if they go back down that route. And I will die on that hill. They want to be treated seriously as women in the industry. Don't advocate for Total Divas to come back because that doesn't do you any favors at all. It just allows you to go, now we've got an excuse to go places and just cause chaos. Essentially, you're not focused then. I don't know if AJ Styles wins the IC title at SummerSlam. I'm not sure. I feel like they've just got him in the picture just to put Dominic Mysterio over, but I don't know. I'm not convinced yet. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not mentally thinking there, but we'll see what they do. Well, Michin's personality is a kendo stick in front of anybody. B-Fab just needs to be told to leave. Like, she's awful. She should not be in a job. Like, she's awful. Mocking Goldberg, sorry. Gunther says, well, he does say who's next. Braun Breaker comes out ahead of the Gauntlet match. Paul Heyman accompanies him, tells him that he is the next big thing. He's the big dog. This is his yard. So many foreshadows. And I'm like, you're the third iteration of someone who's said all these things, and it's not as good as when Taker done it. Roman didn't make it sound cool. Braun Breaker doesn't need this copy shit. But I did like the fact that they used his real name, that he's a Steiner. I did like that. I mean, I like the fact that we're getting a Steiner mention because they'll never let him use his real name, which is kind of crap. Gunther just the fact that he did not give a shit about Paul Heyman was just funny. So the gauntlet itself. 5 men, winner becomes #1 contender at Summerslam. He did say that. Very weird. I'm gonna do that part again. To quote an old promo. You, me, SummerSlam. The way they were acting didn't fit. Actually, I just realized something. Hold on. I need to fix something. You. Me. SummerSlam. Braun Breaker is who is going to run the gauntlet? Well, we're going to start with Braun Breaker, the first man out, and out comes Sunday for quite some time was winning matches, maintaining matches. Is Gunther turning babyface? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't think he is. I don't think Gunther works as a babyface. I don't think WWE can make it work. I don't think he can make it work either. But we have the man who was winning matches for quite a while. Now he's in the enjoyment of losing matches. It is Penta who is the first opponent for Braun Breaker, and simply put, both men come at each other fairly quickly. But Penta gets speared into next week. He's eliminated first in the gauntlet. Not particularly happy with that because it's a springboard counter, and then that's the end of it. LA Knight, entrant number 3. Again, he doesn't stand a chance either. He's already injured. He's not 100%. And he gets speared this week as well. Like, he doesn't last. It's two pinfall eliminations for the Mighty Duck himself. We have two eliminations at the hand of the spear. Jey Uso, second to last. I know. I'm the same. He gets his classic offense in, his stealing rock punches, the suicide dive, suicide kicks, the whole yeeting bollocks. Running back his entrance, that man needs fucking kicked in the sea. And rightly so, Corey Graves criticizing him. I'm sorry, but if this is meant to be your guy, you should, in a serious match like this, you should not be running your entrances back. You shouldn't be taking the piss. You're here to, if you want to win, you're here to win. That doesn't work. However, he gets exactly what he deserves because Bronson Reed gets involved. He interferes, assists Braun Breaker, and Braun eliminates Jey Uso. To answer the question, I believe it was asked earlier on, what do you do with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed? I think one of them is going to end up either in the main scene or they end up together as tag champs. I think that's what's going to happen, if you ask me. Braun Breaker has now went 35 minutes in the gauntlet. He is now up against his final opponent, CM Fragile Punk. Keeping himself refreshed is a smart strategy. It's a very smart strategy. Not very many people do it. I like that. The only thing I didn't like was Michael Cole talking. Punk really brought the fight to Braun. He was certainly trying to take him on every means he could, whether it be a fist fight or get him to the ground. I think Punk was a little bit over exuberant, a little bit far too overconfident against Braun in the early stages of their encounter. But weirdly enough, what changed the match for me, like the part that changed the match for me in Punk's favor, was when Braun broke out of the Anaconda Vice. He broke out that well that it allowed Punk to reevaluate the situation and reevaluate how he's going to get the win. They also put some doubt in, well, what about Braun? What can Braun do to win? More interference from Bronson Reed. And then Jey Uso comes out. He stops Bronson from having an even bigger involvement. Braun goes for another spear. Punk evades it. Hits the goal to sleep. Gets the win. He will now go to SummerSlam for the world title against Gunther. There's a beatdown on Punk by the Pinned Empire. And meanwhile, in between, the theme song for Roman Reigns and all his little fan club start going wild. First time in a long time they've probably felt worthy in their entire meaningless lives, because they are just a bunch of basement virgins putting their fingers up in the air, celebrating this buffoon who doesn't give a flying fuck about them. It's quite obvious that they're just going all in quickly because they know their product's been shit. So they're thinking, let's try and bring someone in, see if it changes fortune. It's short term, that doesn't change fortune. It really, really does not. A fun little fact about this show: the first 90 minutes of the show were all heavily done by the women. The men's world title scene was given 40 solid minutes. So it's very intriguing how they've paced this. Now, we have been getting Punk versus Gunther a lot recently. They had a steel cage on a PLE very recently as well. So they are not afraid to give a match on a bigger scale already to what they're used to. But we'll see what happens next. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was your Monday Night Raw review. I'm going to now grant you I've never liked him Bleach. Not my cup of tea. He's boring as fuck. I'm going to give you, kind folks, 30 solid minutes of a Q&A. Your time starts now. The American Heart Association. Why did Tony Storm try to make Mercedes Moné feel old? Because then she has to flip the switch. When do you reckon we'll hear about Seth's injury severity? I think we'll find out by next Monday. This is just funny. I think we'll find out next week. Do you reckon if Seth Rollins were never hurt, Roman Reigns would have shown up? He would still have turned up even if Seth wasn't injured. I think he was already penciled in anyway. Because I think he would have still tried to screw Punk. Here's the thing. The whole thing about, well, CM Punk, for as long as Seth's around, CM Punk won't win another world title. I think CM Punk gets screwed at SummerSlam. I think he'll send in Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed to finish him off. But I just think that's what's going to happen, eh? Reminder as well, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday we are doing our predictions for Slammiversary, so bring your madness because I'm bringing mine. And also, it's the G1 this week, so we will be doing some of that too. Can CM Punk beat Gunther if there were no disqualifications? No, because Punk would take one powerbomb and probably break his clavicle. I think potentially. I mean, no DQ. I mean, CM Punk would be able to use a weapon, but then again, CM Punk is just a weapon in general. So it just comes down to whatever follows up next. They aren't used to working longer than 8 minutes. Who's CM Punk or the women? What's up, Darius? Did Evolution make your skin itch and crawl? No, but Saturday's main event made me want to vomit. Ooh, yeah. What's this? Nothing from before. Aubrey Edwards, she's a bitch. Which match was better to you? Io Sky or Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley or Monet versus Tony Storm. It's still Monet versus Storm, but Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley wasn't horrible at all. Did you end up getting 2K25? Still not bought it. Hyped for the G1? Yes, but I'm nervous at the same time. Like, considering who's involved, I'm excited, but I'm nervous that I think they're going to take the piss. Yeah, I'm the exact same Darius. I think Evil's the. I think Evil. Honestly, I think it's between him and. I think it's between one of three men. I think it's between Evil, Yota Tsuji, and David Finlay to win the G1. And honestly, Evil winning it in spite of Tanahashi would be insane in the worst way. I'm annoyed that we don't get Goto. I'm annoyed that Naito's no longer with New Japan, so we won't get a Naito G1 run. I think Gabe Kidd's going to do well. Zack Sabre Jr., he should be okay, but I don't know. Do you believe the WWE is overly protecting Stephanie Vacour and Rhea Ripley with Big Shield Gardner? Well, if you attack him and he converts to attack mode, then I'm supposed Rhea Ripley will have to do well. But I think they're more protecting Rhea Ripley than anybody else. I reckon whoever wins the Finlay Evil match wins it. I agree. But the fact that we're getting Gabe versus Zack Sabre Jr. as the first main event, quality. I think that match is a draw. The world champion versus the global champion. I think that's a draw, personally. Like I don't think I would be able to book a winner in that match. That's me being just truthful. I don't think I could do it. What do you think of Naomi's promo last night? It was better than everybody on the show. Exactly. Neither champ can afford to lose those stuff. They need to do more. So when you take Ash out, is it Applebee's or just standard McDonald's? To a shooting range, and then it's a bullet through the skull. Pretty much. Pretty much Bleach. Still, another show that's past 100 views. That's good. 113 currently. We have done well this evening. Bleach, yes. She's away from them now. She's done. Watch along from All In is now on 460 views. That's wild. Supercard of Honor's on 350 views. And then the stream the other day, 224. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think her reign is coming to an end. I feel like they're molding such a good roster that Toni Storm is in that position where she can finally put someone over, and then she can put a rest to her character for a while. I think she needs the time off. I think she needs a break. She's been carrying that division for quite a while. I think they need a break in that sense. So that's what gives me that song. Yeah. I think he wins the Continental Classic. Ada winning was now the right decision. It was genius what they've done. And I think Omega, and I think that's a good thing because Hangman Page is a great choice for world champion right now in the smartest way. Who do you think right now is equipped with the ability to dethrone in Toni Storm? For me, Athena. I think Athena's going to drop that title to Billy Starks very, very soon. Rules makes me smile. Same here. I really like this. Like Okada basically guaranteed he could not get screwed. Like anytime he's in a unified championship match, it's under continental title rules, so no one can get involved. It's ingenious. Touche. I also feel better about it since he lost the title. He's free to go for the road to. I'm still running with MJF. Me too. I don't think MJF is successful in his match though. I think Hangman beats him. I don't think Hangman loses to MJF. I can see that being the next main title match for sure. And I completely stand by it. Brody King can just beat him in the center of the ring. I think that's the best way for an Okada match. Okada's best work is when he is beating someone or losing in the right way. Okada treats the ring like it's a holy grail, holy ground. Like, and yes, obviously he's a little bit sly with Don Callis at the minute, but I think, me personally, Okada, if he's going to have the unified title and he loses in Continental Championship rules, You've beat the better man one-on-one, the way it should be. We'll find out, Josiah. We'll find out. I'm not 100% sure. I think Takeshita or Brody King does it. Either or. What's the come of John Moxley? Will he take a break when he leaves? Yes, he will take a break. He'll take a break. After Danielson and Utah destroys it. Who should win all the titles at the next TNA pay per view? We're going to do that on the review on the prediction show. Yes, that is literally it. Zack Sabre Jr. win the G1 would be the angle of the year. To get for an opponent at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if it's the right idea. He comes back to life as an EVP and starts screwing people over, and then hands the thing over. Right now, projecting all out, I got Mox versus Darby, FTR versus Cope Christian, and Adam Page's first or second title defense. That's a damn good start to a card. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be Copeland versus Nick Wayne first at All Out. I think they're going to do that first. I don't think we're going to have Nick Wayne versus Christian Cage at Forbidden Door. I think we'll get that later. I think we'll get Copeland and Cage versus FTR at Full Gear. And I think that would be a good idea. Oh yeah, 100% Josiah. 100% he's picking Tanahashi. Probably because he would want, probably because then he would want to retire the man. Why did AEW follow WWE's Bloodline Rose trend like a mindless sheep all in? Well, they kind of didn't. Because when you look at it, it's been going on for a long time, this whole idea of multiple people on one side helping one side stop the champion from defending their title and trying to force the challenger to be unsuccessful. It's been going on for a long time. Like, you can say, oh, the Bloodline Rose trend, but AEW actually done it with Jericho when he was in the Inner Circle. Or Shawn Michaels with DX in '98, or Bret Hart with the Hart Foundation, or Ric Flair with the Four Horsemen. It's not exclusive to the Bloodline. I think that's a, I think that's a cheap excuse to say, oh, it's calling them sheep and it's the Bloodline rule. I don't think it is. The NWO used to do this all the time as well. Like, Bullet Club done this for a long time. So I don't see how it's Bloodline trend. They did. They done it twice. So it just shows how bad that is. The Bucks, should they take a break? Yes, let them have a couple of months off. They've earned it. Let them have a couple of months, let them come back and let them jump into tag division, as Zodiac says. I agree. House of Torture, they love to do it. Like the fucking chain match, Dog Dollar chain match that they did was a perfect example of this. What do you mean you never seen it in your time? How did you not see it? I would have no NXT talent on the show. And I would, well, simply put, I would strip Trick Williams of the title and make a vacant title with Santana winning. Oh yeah, they're so gonna do that. They're so gonna do that. Anything to do with Slammiversary will do on the day. All I want to say is I just want to see justice for the title belts. And I'm 28. Doesn't make a difference. It still happened, you know? Like, it still happened a lot. It's why people got annoyed with the NWO. The NWO was popular, but so many of the same interference just ruined the matches. And that's a sad reality. I hope this ends in a double DQ. I really do. I hope it's a double DQ. Even if Masha was to win the match, I am not going to celebrate it on the review show. I'm not kidding. I am not gonna be a hypocrite for this. Like I refuse to. I'm not gonna come in here and say, "Yay, a TNA talent beat NXT." I'm gonna be plain and simple and say it. Like if we come into that situation, I am not saying any different. I'll be saying it truthfully. I don't like it. Blake Monroe for NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, they're rushing her because they've got nothing left. They're rushing her because they are absolutely screwed. It's a good thing you're entitled to your opinion, my friend. Probably. I don't want to see more belts switching between these brands. I hate it. I hope it's a double DQ. I really hope it is. Thanks, Zodiac. Have a good one, bud. How would you book Bret Hart in WCW? Bret Hart goes after the world title straight away against Hulk Hogan, wins it, makes him submit. Bret Hart is the WCW champion from the off. I would have had Bret Hart as world champion all the way through '98 up until Starcade, and I would have had Bret Hart versus DDP for the world title, and absolutely just I would not have Goldberg anywhere near Bret if I was the booker. But that's what it would be for me. It would be I would have had if I was the booker of WCW, I would make it certain Hogan loses to Sting at Starcade clean. Hogan gets his return match. The way it was planned, Hogan would have won his title back. So I would have had Hogan win the '98 World War III. Hogan wins the title back. He then drops it at Super Brawl. He drops it at Super Brawl to Bret, and then Bret goes from Super Brawl all the way to Starcade as champion, and he puts over DDP, and DDP ends '98 as WCW World Champion. Easy. Did Jericho and Bret Hart ever have a match in WCW? No. I'm a fuck giving that muppet a title run. Hmm. I would have Bret. Like, these are who I would have Bret Hart defend his title against. So I would have Bret versus Sting. Actually, I will stick the same order. So I would have, even though he didn't win the World War III, I would give Scott Hall the title shot at. Yeah, he gets in 2000. I would have uncensored Scott Hall versus Bret Hart. So there's your Royal Rumble rematch. But in this case, it's in WCW. So there's your WCW title match, but uncensored. Then Spring Stampede. I have Bret Hart versus Macho Man. Then Bret Hart was better than Owen, but Owen had a lot more charisma. Bret Hart was a better technical wrestler. Owen was definitely a better high flying wrestler with technical added in. Booker T healed DDP US Championship Program 100%. So if I'm looking at the pay per views, for example, WCW 98 pay per views, I'll tell you exactly what I would have done. Same here. Who in your modern NWO? No idea. Let's see. So Sold Out is the first pay per view of 98. So that would have been yes. Sold Out 98. I would have Hogan reclaims the belt from Sting there. So Sting doesn't need to hold the title for that long. Modern day Mae Young, I think. Fabulous because Moolah just abuses people. Sting was never going to hold the title past a month anyway. So Sting drops the belt as Sold Out to Hogan. Bret wins the title at Super Brawl. Uncensored 98, Scott Hall. Spring Stampede, I'll give Scott to Randy Savage. Slamboree, I'm going Bret Hart versus Randy Savage again. Great American Bash, I'm going Bret Hart versus Kurt Hennig. Bash at the Beach, Bret versus Booker T. They actually had a match at that event anyway, so I'll replay that match. Bret versus Booker T. Road Wild, Bret Hart doesn't need to be featured. So in the main event, US title, Raven versus DDP versus Booker T. The winner of that gets to challenge Bret Hart at Fall Brawl. So I would have Bret Hart versus DDP. Then Halloween Havoc, there is where it gets fun. Fatal 4-way, Bret Hart versus Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Chris Benoit. World War III, DDP wins that. So we've got Bret Hart gets the title shot at Starrcade. And then so that would be the last one. So he's got plenty there. So that's what I would do if I was booking Bret Hart as champion in '98. So that's February all the way to December. That's a solid 10-month reign for Bret Hart. And he drops the belt at Starrcade to DDP, and DDP has 99. And I would still have DDP drop the belt to Sting on that Nitro, except I'm not giving Sting a one and a half hour title reign. That's right, we did. We did. So there you go. That's how I would have done it. In fact, make it a 6-person elimination rules match Halloween Havoc, because I would have fucking I'd have Raven in that match Halloween Havoc as well, and I would have just because he seemed to be everywhere at that time, I would have Lex Luger in that match as well. Vampiro TV title reign. To be fair, he deserved a lot. We'll do that one day. We'll do a show like that one day where we go, how would you book certain people in XYZ shows? We can do that as tomorrow's show. That's what we'll do. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow when we're live, I want you to pick a wrestler each, and I want you to say how would you book them. And I want you to do either company specific by a year, or how would you do it this way? Or if you want to do, we redo a pay per view like Maria says, rebook Starcade. Okay, we will include that tomorrow. We will include that tomorrow. We'll go through them. You guys pick one each. Either you book a wrestler, a pay per view, or a feud, whichever you like. One each. Whoever watches tomorrow, we'll do it. Book them for a specific year. Absolutely. Be any wrestler you want. In the meantime, at 2 hours 23 minutes, I bid you good night, and I will see you all tomorrow because we're gonna have a lot of fun. 7 p.m. Sorry, 7:30 p.m. UK time. And I thank you all for watching again. We're just about to hit 130 viewers. I couldn't do it without you. Good night, my friends. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.